Hey everyone, this is Jim from His Nature Farm, and I want to welcome you back to another issue, another trial. I'm telling you, I do not do this to get clicks. Definitely not. This honestly is a $6,000 mistake. No joke. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. It's got to do with these mini splits. Now, what am I talking about? Okay, well, if you remember, we built our home, me and my family, we built it ourselves. It's a barn-dominium. It's pretty large. And obviously, we're trying to save money. Like most people are, we're trying to save some money. So what I did was I bought some mini splits. Now, I'm going to use names. I'm going to use brands because I think it's only fair. I mean, I'm not going to hide anything from you. My allegiances is not to companies. My allegiances is to my viewers. And I want you to know what's going on, but I'm going to tell it honestly, okay? What the heck is happening here? So I obviously wanted to save some money. So what we did is in this building, as you can see, it's a barn-dominium. It's got 2 floors. We're looking at about 3,300 square feet. We've got about 2,400 down, about 800 and change on the second floor. So what I decided was I was just going to use 4 head mini splits. So what that means is there's 8 heads total. And what we are talking about here is a mini split that each one has 4 units, 4 heads on 1 condensing unit. I designed the building where I can have 8 heads and it would keep the house warm, or so I thought. Originally, I was doing this, obviously, as I said, to save some money. And what's been happening is we had the electrical issue. You may have seen in previous videos. We have solved that problem. So now I get to figure out, okay, look, I have plenty of electric if I need it back up on these cold days. I thought my issue really was maybe something to do with the power. I definitely had a power issue, that's for sure. But the heat just wasn't working right. We weren't getting out of these mini splits heat. Now, we've had very cold weather. We've definitely had some cold weather, like most of the United States, right? And ultimately, what happened was we wound up not being able to heat the house properly. We used it during the summer a little bit, and the AC was working okay. Every now and then I get a code, and it'd be like a P7 code, or it'd be P4, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just kind of got to work in. Well, when it got really cold, then it started throwing what we call an H1 code. Now, what is all that? Does it really mean anything to you? No. What's going to really mean something to you is what the results are. What do these mean? I was getting these codes where literally I would shut the thing off and turn it back on, and it was working. And then it would shut down again. And then I would shut it off, turn it back on. And I had it on 1 condenser with the 4 heads. Then I had it on the other condenser that only has 2 heads currently on it, the same thing. It was throwing these H1 codes, right? What was happening is it would throw some heat, and it would throw heat out, which was great, and then it would mainly have more heat on one of the heads than the other. Now I hear that's pretty common in discussing that with my HVAC people. They say, yeah, it does that, it regulates it, it puts the heat, the hotter temperature where it needs it, yada, 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 so on and so forth, right? Well, that's fine if it's keeping the house warm. The problem was it wasn't. So besides the codes, what was happening was that we were getting it to where you would be in the house and it'd say 72 degrees in the display, but my in-house thermometer was saying, 60. And then the machine, the head would shut off. Like it would shut completely off. And then I jack it up to like 80 and it still wouldn't start up. Or the air wouldn't be that strong. Over and over, it was doing all sorts of weird stuff like that. And I think that's what was very confusing to me. So let me show you what it was doing. So here are the mini splits over my shoulder. I don't know if you could see that code. That code up there is H1. That's H1. Essentially what that means is it's a pressure issue. Okay, now I have them on these 2 heads. So I have 2 heads on my kitchen and my master bedroom side, and I have 4 heads on the other side of the building, which is over here. Okay, and it's not on right now. I have 1 in my utility room and the 2 upstairs for the bedrooms that we have upstairs. This thing, as soon as I turn it on, within a minute, it says H1. Doesn't heat at all. Here's the remote, right? It's a Della, D-E-L-L-A. You see them on Amazon. The price was good, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's kind of now I know why, right? But ultimately, I've shut this thing off, and I don't know if you can see that up there. So I shut it off with the remote, right? And I turn it on, and it goes right to high. I don't know if you saw that. And then it goes to 74. Now, it'll work sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it'll work for a little while, and then it'll go on H1. Now, I want to show you. So we have thermometers in the house. And this thing, particularly this one, right? It'll say 70, I'll set it to 74, right? My wall thermometer will say 55, 60, and this thing will shut off, or it'll go really low. And a lot of that, they say, has got to do with the outside temperature. And one of the things that I have learned is that depending upon the model and the brand, like Mitsubishi or Fujitsu, those are better for colder temperatures. Whereas these Dellas, maybe the Pioneers, I'm not sure, I don't have a Pioneer, so I don't know, I don't want to speak ill of it, but these Dellas are only good to about 30-something degrees. And that's what I heard from the people at tech support. They said that once it gets below 30 outside, even that, they don't work well. Okay, so that's number one. But regardless, it's still throwing code, even on a day when it's 45 degrees out. So it's got nothing to do with the outside temperature. That's what the true reality is. So if you go and buy these things, you got to be really, really cautious about what you're buying. Right now, we have no heat in the house. I had to move my whole family out because we have no heat. Last night, it was about 11 degrees. As I said, though, even during the day, the heat doesn't work. So I had to move out, no heat in the house. We had to move away. These units cost me over $6,000 for two of them. Now, why did I do that? As I said, I did it because I was trying to save money. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know how many times I have learned this. If you're trying to save money, you're probably going to fail. Because in the end, maybe if you do it yourself, now if you get a good product maybe and you're able to install it and it's a good brand, you spend a lot of, decent amount of money on it, it's a good product, that's fine. That's fine. You could save money with labor. But when it comes trying to save money because you're getting a cheaper product, a more inferior product, it's going to act like an inferior product, right? $6,000 of basically trash. So anyway, what I did was I called the company. Now, I will say this about Della. Della's support is really good. They have been very good. You give them a call. Typically, you contact them through the chat, and you go on there, and then you do the messages, and they've been pretty good. However, they said, well, there's only one thing that we could send you. It's got to do with a PPV valve or an EEV valve or something like that. And basically, that's what they sent me. They said, look, we're going to send you these valves that you got to put in, and I'm going to show you them. So see these valves? They sent me these valves. There are 4 of them, 1 per zone on a 4-head unit. And it's a magnetic pressure valve, evidently. It turns the pressure on and off. It actually adjusts the flow. They said, look, we're going to send you these, and you can put them on. Never did it before. No idea how complicated it was. No idea if this was something that was going to be easy or hard. Turns out it was pretty easy. But here's the problem. They send them, and they only sent 4 of them. It got lost in the mail. So, mind you, I have no heat. Got lost in the mail. Anyway, I get them here. I go to put it on, and I want to show you that I'm really doing what I'm doing. Here it is. Took the unit apart, and I replaced them. I put them in. They're not that hard. That's true. They weren't that hard, and I put them on, and guess what? Obviously, it didn't work. So now, there is nothing else to be done. So a $6,000 deal here. So, needless to say, the last couple of days, and by the way, I just want to let you know, I called them prior and was discussing it. And they lost the other ones for the other one in the mail as well. The other condensing unit, the same thing, but they said those 4, and they completely got lost in the mail. These I eventually did find, this last 4, but the other 4 are gone somewhere. They said they were delivered, and they weren't. They were delivered to Alabama, so they're gone. So it doesn't matter because I put them in, and it didn't work. So what do we do? So I've been on and on and on with them, back and forth with them. The latest thing is they agreed, believe it or not, to return the items. Now, mind you, all the labor involved, right? So I could return them, but what am I going to do for heat? Right? That's the first thing. What am I going to do for heat? As well as what type of heat what should I do? You know, what should I get? So I got a couple of contractors coming out because I'm pretty much over it. You know, my family's not here. So I'm pretty much done with this whole fiasco. And I'm going to be getting some quotes today. It doesn't really matter what I choose. I mean, there's some, as I mentioned to you in previous videos, there's some options and wood pellets and all sorts of stuff. I'll be honest, you know, I'm kind of beat down a little bit by this, beat like a dog kind of thing. Kind of really don't want to deal with this anymore. So I'm probably going to do a conventional heat pump system because I have a crawl. I have a nice big crawl space here. We could put the ductwork in pretty easy, and it'll be electric, so it'll work off my solar. And I've been pretty impressed with heat pumps anyway, considering with the hot water heater and everything else we have. Now, I want to make a point. On the house that we're building down there for my in-laws, that one works great. Same units, perfect. Have the heat on, no issue at all. Heat goes on, heat goes off. I've jacked it up, it gets warm in the house, turn it on, turn it off, goes right off. No issue whatsoever. So I don't know what the heck's going on. I installed that one and it works fine. So needless to say, what do you do, right? So I just want to mention that. So if you think about it, Dell has said they're going to replace them, but here's the little caveat. Not only do I have to pay for a new unit, which is all the labor, right, to get a new unit installed, the new system installed, but then before they give me the return, I got to ship all this stuff back. Now I will say they did give me return labels, so I don't have to pay for it. That was courteous of them. But I still have to take everything down, all the heads, the condensing unit, all of it, all the labor to install it, all the money I've spent with different people to come out, recharge it, charge it, recharge it, do all sorts of things that we've had issues with, okay? I've done all that and we have to return it, and they said they're going to return my $6,000, which I guess is, for having it about 6 months, I guess that's pretty good. I mean, I don't want to just, you know, I don't just want to slam a company because I guess it works for other folks, but maybe I don't know. But I want you to let you know the issue. So they are going to return it. So they say. I haven't obviously sent it to them yet. I got to have this all taken down, and I'm going to do that. So just a word of advice: when you're going to use a mini split, don't cheap out. And oh yeah, here's another thing. Let me give you another thing. So some companies, a lot of companies, will not service what they don't install. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that the reality is if you need help and you put these things in yourself and it's beyond you, and it could be beyond you, then you're going to be in trouble and you're going to be by yourself and you have no recourse. So you got a guy on the phone and he might call you back, and for the tech guy, it took like a couple of days to call me back. So it isn't immediate, and you're here without heat or without air conditioning. So just know that if you're taking a risk doing this, for one, with an off-brand, and two, you're also taking a risk if you try something, if you don't go with a local company to install it. I mean, I don't work for an HVAC company, but I'm just giving you a word of advice. You know, and I get the guys, you know, everyone wants to live off grid and do all these fantastical things. It's great. It's great if it's you. But if you got a wife, kids, and something happens to you, and then they're by themselves, and now they got to deal with it. No warranties, pretty much, other than on the install. All the labor's up to you. So now you got to call somebody out and find somebody. Just use caution when you do this stuff. Anyway, I'm going to have the guys come on out today and get a new system installed. I don't know how soon it's going to take. Look, I'm not made of endless money, so, you know, thank God they're going to give us the refund. But ultimately, I want to call attention. So it is a $6,000 plus loss. Now, again, I'm going to get the refund for the machine, for the units, but how about all the labor? All the labor that I had to put in, all the installation, all the wiring, everything. So again, take it from me, word of advice, Don't do what I do. I'm glad I'm on here for some of your amusement, but that's okay. I don't mind. If you get something out of this and you learn something, that's all that matters, right? I've learned so much from these channels, and I've learned a lot. So I've returned the favor to you guys as well. So anyway, you guys have a great and wonderful day. God bless you all. And until we meet again at His Nature Farm, remember to like and subscribe. It really does help us. And I love the comments. It's just, it's awesome. I appreciate that. So again, thank you. Have a great day.